Good evening, and sorry for the audio issues. If you hear music in chat, let me know. Otherwise, I'm sorry to say that there won't be music today because I cannot seem to figure out why it's not working. But you can see what I'm listening to in the Pretzel Rocks chat notifications. So if you want to listen to the same things as me, you can just click the link. I'm listening to the chill station. So if you're here, do let me know. I'm sorry for the audio issues with music. Unfortunately, not sure why that's not working. Been trying everything for about half an hour now, so that's just something I'll have to figure out until next time. In the meantime, feel free to listen to your own music, of course. Maybe that's even easier. I don't know. But I think we'll just jump right in. Yeah. Today we are continuing with the SQL Fundamentals skill track on DataCamp. So I can just bring that up for everyone to see. There we go. So this is what this is where we left off with last time, was the intermediate SQL course. So this track, this SQL Fundamentals track, has 5 courses in it, and they get obviously progressively more difficult. So should be interesting. Should be very interesting indeed. Personally, window functions is one of the main reasons to use Postgres versus other flavors of SQL that don't support it as well, or don't support it at all, I believe. So I'm very excited to see what Michel has created today. Yeah, so let's get started. And as always, if you're new to the stream, welcome. If you're here as a returning member, if you will, then welcome back. Thank you for joining. To all people joining, I'm glad that you will accompany me on my data journey, which today is, let's say, a bit more theoretical than looking at a data set as we've done in the past. Today is a lot more about making sure that we're using things the right way. That's the main driver in me doing these SQL courses. I already know how to write SQL, but I believe that you can always learn more. So we will, as I said last time, I will skip the videos because I don't feel that showing them on stream is right. It's DataCamp's exclusive content, which I also pay for. So I'll be skipping videos, but otherwise you'll be able to follow along. And I highly encourage you to get a subscription to DataCamp if you're learning, if you're interested in learning these types of things. I found it really great until now. Highly recommend it. My subscription is $180 a year, which is not that much. So it would be great to see some of you also following one of the courses here. Yeah, it would be pretty great. So let's continue. It's probably going to be a video first. Yeah, that's fine. I got it. So there's a quiz to start out with. That's good. I like that. So window functions versus group by. Which of the following is false? Okay. Window functions don't reduce the number of rows. Window functions can fetch values from other rows into the table. Group by. Window functions can open a window to another table. Window functions can calculate running totals and moving averages, whereas group by functions cannot. False. Window functions don't reduce the number of rows in the output. I would say it's this one. Oh. Group by functions summarize data, whereas window that's true because it's applied at the end. It's applied at the end. So window functions, another table, that's definitely true. Group by, wait a second. Technically you could group by select. No, that doesn't work. Another rows, whereas group by functions cannot. Group by functions cannot take values from other rows. That's not true because group by does that. What? Which of the formulation is kind of throwing me off. Which of the following is false? This is true. Window functions can fetch values from. This choice is false because window functions take as input the rows of the table you're querying. Okay. I was a bit confused about the formulation. Maybe it's also very early in the evening, but let's just roll with it. So finally, we have our familiar query window, and that's where we feel most comfortable. So, music's a bit loud for me, sorry. Alrighty. The simplest application for window functions is numbering rows. Numbering rows allows you to easily fetch the nth row. For example, it would be very difficult to get the 35th row in any given table if you didn't have a column with each row's number. That is very true. Number each row in the data set. I don't know. Should we do a rank? What does it expect here? Just a simple window function. Number each row. From summer medals. I don't know what happens here. Maybe I'm just having like a brain fart. If you just run rank over, then what? You just get nothing. Okay, but we'd have to rank over everything. Does that even work? Never done that before. I'm gonna take the hint here. I don't understand. Oh, there's the actual function. Is it a native function? Row number. Please tell me how to use this. I have never used this before to just generate a row number. So just over row number? This is super confusing. Okay. I'm cheating on this one. I just don't get it. I just don't get what they're explaining. If you do row number over nothing, order by what? Yeah, what should we order it by? That's the thing. row number. What was the syntax? It is like this actually. Okay. Some weird stuff going on with the music output today. But yeah, you let me know in chat if you end up hearing music or me double or who knows what could happen. Some weird stuff going on today. Rank over? Yeah, then what? Nothing. You get nothing. You just get row numbers. This is so weird. I've never used that function before. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. And you see, case in point, I've already learned something. Based on my assessment, they also recommended that I take this course because I did this quiz a few weeks back on stream where I scored very well, but they recommended that I take this course next. We were able to skip one of them. I think it was the intermediate one. Thomas, nice to see you. How are you today? So it was, can't remember which one it was. All right, so numbering Olympic Games. The Summer Olympics dataset contains the results of the games between 1896 and 2012. That's cool. Glad to hear you're good. I'm also doing very well. I'm having issues with my audio today, which is probably why you don't hear any music. But feel free to play music so that you don't have to just listen to my voice the whole time, which I would find very boring. I already don't monitor my microphone because I can't stand to listen to myself for 3 hours. Yeah, I left Pretzel on so that you could at least listen with me when the tracks play. But yeah, that's a little bit frustrating. It's quite difficult to set up the audio stuff on Mac. Like on Windows, you have a lot more applications and a lot more freedom in the way that the audio is captured. But with Mac, the way that the audio is routed, it's a bit more tricky. You have to install like third-party plugins to route the audio that you want to also listen to yourself through the streaming software you use. Oh, what software you use? So I use OBS, yeah. I might change to, so I use OBS Studio. I might change to Streamlabs OBS because I was reading that it's a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm not partial to any particular software. I just don't want to really pay for a solution, seeing as I don't stream full time. I don't want to pay a license for something. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, people can run their own music at the level that's right for them. I mean, everyone has different headsets. Some people using laptop speakers. Maybe it's even better to not play music on stream. I don't know. I would maybe, you also go around the whole copyright problem by doing it that way. So yeah, let's continue with SQL. Maybe we can stream audio problems one day. I'm not an audio expert by any means, so probably have to get someone in for that. Olympic Games. So all the games that are held between 1896 and 2012. Okay. I mean, the Olympics are every 4 years, I believe, the Summer Olympics. And in the off years, yeah, totally, 1896, 1900, and so on. What if you want to easily query the table to see in which year the 13th Summer Olympics were held? You need to number the rows. Yeah, so I just learned about this function called row number, which I didn't know about before. So this is pretty nifty. If you just do row number over, you don't have to specify anything in the over, then you get a row number. Oh, I have to do, okay. Select, assign a number to each year in which the Summer Olympic Games were held. Okay, select, I don't know. What do they even want us here? Year. Then what? Year? Just year. Maybe city or something. So if we just run this bit. Oh. What about just year? There were 2 ticks there, that's why I'm confused. Maybe they want us to have 2 answers. Ugh. This is gonna be wrong. I already know it. You see, the years are... Ah, wait a second. I know why. That's why. There we go. So distinct makes sure that I only get each year's value once. The reason I'm getting them multiple times is because they've listed all the different results, it seems. Oh, it's like athlete, actually. Or, well, it's called summer medals. It's actually a medal table. So we could maybe do some cool stuff like work out which athletes won most often and stuff like that. Another video, which we shall skip. Assign the lowest numbers to the most recent years. Okay. So we shall use row number again. Over years. Year. Order by... Oh, it's actually just order by year descending. So this is the... What if you need to reverse the row numbers to the most recent have a lower number? Yeah, that makes sense. 2012. Nice. I've written my first order by subclause and changed the behavior of the row number window function. Are you learning SQL yourself, Thomas? Or why have you joined the stream today? Maybe you also just listened to my voice. So far you think SQL it's hard? Is SQL hard? It's a very difficult question. Ah, you're learning Python. Okay. Okay, so I don't think SQL is hard. I think it's very self-explanatory. I think also the way that the language is built is very simplistic compared to other languages. Like something like JavaScript, I actually find more difficult than SQL because seeing the results are maybe more tricky. That being said, the learning curve for SQL is not linear. So you start very quickly, but then you reach a cap kind of very fast where you can't go on if you don't learn some advanced functions like window functions or common table expressions. You just won't be able to do a lot. What do you think about Python? Do you think Python is very easy to learn? I would say it's relatively simple. I only know very little about Python, but it's fairly logical the way it's built. So we should number Olympic athletes by the number of medals they've earned. Look at that, I even predicted what they were going to ask us to do. I haven't done this before. So for each athlete, count the number of medals he or she has earned. So athlete, count. Count what? What do we count as medals? Count star. I don't know. Why not? Nice. So this is something I have to point out. If we're talking about SQL syntax. I personally do not like camel case and snake case together. So basically camel case is like this. Okay. Without, it auto-corrected it. And snake case is like this, but there is a version of snake case. And now I wrote snake instead of. There is a version of snake case that's like this with capitals. Personally, I think mixing the both of them is really unnecessary. So the fact that they've written it this way kind of irks me a little bit. Well, it's my first language, but I think, yeah, it's not that hard. So Python is your first coding language, or were you born speaking Python? Because that's a very funny proposition. But I think you mean it's your first coding language, yeah, if I'm interpreting that correctly. So I think in terms of entry-level languages, Python is definitely up there. I don't know, what would the baby's first words be if it was speaking Python? What do you think they would be? Number each athlete by how many medals they've earned. Okay. Athlete. Someone else wrote this because they haven't been capitalizing these before. Print mom. That's a very good Python joke, Thomas. I like that one. If you're just joining, you should know that we are continuing with our DataCamp course that I left off with last time. This is the Postgres SQL, however you want to call it, summary stats and window functions. So this is the fourth course within the data track, the SQL fundamentals track that I'm doing. Skill track, I think they call them. And this is, yeah, it's getting a lot harder than it was before. The first lessons I breezed through, I got like 4,000 XP in one day, and now we're doing things a lot slower. Speaking of slow, we should continue. Having wrapped the previous query in the common table expression, rank each athlete by the number of medals they learned. Okay, we just rank over order by medals. So if I could type, there we go. We're just taking this count here, and yeah, I'll just run the code and then it makes more sense. So Michael Phelps has obviously earned the most medals. That's very impressive. And Larissa Latinina. I'm gonna have to look up all these athletes afterwards because I have no idea who most of them are. Don't recognize any of these names except Michael Phelps. That's not very fair. Well, anyway, I'm sure we're gonna do some more stuff. Oh, what's happening here? Number each athlete by how many medals they've earned. Oh, why is... That's interesting. So it wants us to use row number instead of rank. Okay. Here it was the same end result, but they wanted us to use... Aha. Because we haven't learned about rank yet, you see, according to this. In chapter 2, we will learn about rank. A reigning champion is a champion who's won both the previous and current year's competitions. Ah, now it starts to get interesting. To determine if a champion is reigning, previous and current year's results need to be in the same row. Return each year's gold medalists in the men's 69 kilos 69 weightlifting competition. This is not a child-friendly stream, by the way. Although, I wouldn't imagine like a 12-year-old watching SQL, to be honest. Return each year's champions countries. So year, and then what? Each year's champions countries. Country? Sometimes this stuff is just, ugh. Oh, here we go. Okay. Only 4? How are we going to determine if they're raining? Oh, I see. They want us to just look at one particular raining discipline with the male 69 kilo weightlifting thing. Okay. Weightlifting gold. That's a great CTE name, if I've ever seen one. So fetch the previous year's champion. Rank. Champion over. Year. Ascending as last champion. Does that make sense? No. I think it's because of the capitalized. Maybe it's asking us to use row number again. But in row number, you don't even need to generate. Nah, that doesn't make sense. You need to be in the same row in 2 different columns. Over. This doesn't make any sense. Rank, champion, over. No, this is wrong. This could be. You think an economics degree is useful for a data science job? It's a good question. I think every degree can be useful for every job. I guess it's just a question of framing. I mean, I studied hospitality and I still think it's useful for a data job because I have a customer service mindset. Because in hospitality, you know, there's like the customer is king kind of thing. And that mentality has helped me a lot over the years. So I think yes. And I mean, economics, depending what company or what industry you go work for, it could be extremely useful to have strong economics background. Are you looking particularly into data science jobs, Thomas? I'm trying to figure this out. Fetch the previous year's champion. I mean, I would use a last function. Does that even work? They might not like that. Doesn't like this. Well, if that's the case, Thomas, you should just ask in the interviews that you're having. If you've already started interviewing, you should just ask them and say, "Oh, do you find do you think my degree is very useful for this position?" Or, you know, frame it maybe a bit differently. Say, I think my economics degree is very useful in this position because XYZ. See if they agree or not. That could also be an option. I don't know what it wants to do here. Fetch the previous year's champion. Would normally be... it should be... rank champion over year would be previous year. This is super annoying, taking the hint. Ah, oh, it's lag, of course, not last. Oh. Order by year. Year champion lag, champion over year ascending. It doesn't like. This is very weird. Does it not like this code for some? This is really weird. This should definitely be running. Yeah, but I just started college this year, so I still have a long way to go. Yeah. So you have at least 3 years, right? My degree took me 4.5 because of my university's decision to have like a pre, how did they call it? Like a pre-bachelor year where they make you work 6 months at school in the various locations, like F&B outlets and all that stuff, and then 6 months in an internship. And then you start your degree. Then you start the bachelor. I don't use lag on the champion column. Ordering by year in ascending order. I don't understand why this is not working. Show the answer. I forgot the order by. Oh, it's Monday. We lost 35 XP because of that. Savage. Savage, savage, savage. Another video with partition by. Okay, that's great. We know how partition by works already, so theoretically we don't need to watch the video. Fetch the previous year's champion by gender. Yeah. You'll need to split your table into partitions to avoid having a champion from one event or gender appears the previous champion of another event or gender. If everything goes right, minus 4 years. Then we shall hope that everything goes right for you. If you've just started, then you still have a ways to go, but I'm sure you can keep yourself motivated. Who knows, maybe I'll still be streaming in 4 years. And we'll be here 4 years from now celebrating your graduation. It's totally possible. Champion by gender. Champion. Order by. Hold on. Gender, year, country, lag, champion, over, gender. Why are all the fields capitalized today? I don't like this. Order by year, ascending. It's a nice thing to imagine though, isn't it? This is not right. We already have the gender split out, so we only need to do it this way, right? No function matches the given name. What is, honestly, look at this. This doesn't, the country, the champion doesn't exist yet. Fetch the previous year's champion. Country is champion, so it's just called country. Why are you making use an alias? The instructions for this particular one are super confusing. I don't know if it's just me that I'm having like a brain fart day, but I find this particular course now is really confusing. I don't know why they write things the way they do. Gender does not exist. It does, of course it does. Also, So country, select distinct gender, year, country from summer medals. And this is from NS Gold. Okay, so gender, year, country. Now we have to lag country over country. Why? This is craziness. Oh, of course they want us to use partition by. So Thomas, you said, but yeah, I think everything is going to go right because I get into virtual education. Do you mean that by watching the stream you have virtual education, or that you're going into what you're doing in your degree is virtual education? Maybe I'm misunderstanding that. Ah, I see what they want us to do now. Flag, country, partition by gender. Yeah. Last champion is null. So hopefully the corona and all that stuff doesn't affect our study plans. Yeah, like a virtual degree. Oh, wow, okay. I think corona, of course, has had a huge, I mean, COVID's had a massive impact on education as a whole. I know a lot of my colleagues, their children are like in homeschooling in a way because they have classes online, but of course they're not taking in information the same way that they were, and so their parents need to supplement it, right? It's fascinating problem. I mean, it's a societal problem, right? So it's fascinating. All social problems are fascinating, I think. Partitioning correctly split the champions by gender so that data on champions of one gender get mixed into other gender. Okay. There's a typo here. It should say so that data on champions of one gender don't get mixed, because they're split out now. Okay. Let's find out what more they want us to do here today. In the previous exercise, you partitioned by gender to ensure that data about one gender doesn't get mixed. See, it was a typo. If you have multiple columns, partitioning by only one of them will still mix the result of the other columns. Yes. Return the previous champions of each year events by gender and event. Okay. Yeah, I finished my high school at home last year. Yeah, that must have been really interesting. Virtual graduation. I really can't imagine what that's like. I really can't. But I mean, a lot of people now are reporting that they get a bit anxiety when they watch TV shows or TV where people are standing really close and they're like, why aren't they wearing masks? It's really hard. Like the kind of current situation changes your thinking in a way. I mean, I don't know if it's correct. I was reading that Spanish flu had a huge societal impact on children's IQ scores. So basically, kids who were between the ages of, I think, 5 and 9 or something like that, when Spanish flu hit, later when they were being tested pre-college or whenever they did those sort of IQ tests and things like that, they were actually scoring way below the average of the past 50 years or something. So of course, things like this, I mean, we were maybe somewhat more prepared than they were during Spanish flu for remote education, but I still think there's going to be, I think, like 5 to 7 years from now, kids who are now being raised in this environment for sure will have a different outlook on life, or they will have maybe even lower or higher educational kind of values or different values. It's really, yeah, it's super interesting. I'd have to go find the study where I was looking at that. There was some paper about it. It was really interesting. Yeah. So fetch the previous year's champion. So lag country over gender event. We can just use both, I believe. Return the previous. Oh, we forgot our partition by in here. Gender and event. Champion. Last champion. This is pretty cool. Let's submit. Congratulations! You can partition by more than one column in case your groups are spread over several columns. Wonderful. Quiz time! Let's play. You can play with me, chat. I will decide, and then you can write in chat which answer you think. If you run row number over partition by year, order by metals in the following table, what row number would 2008 Iranian record have? 2008 Iranian record. So row number partition by year, order by metals descending. Why did they make you do this? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, it's in descending order. Hold on. Okay, so it'll be top ones first. So it'll be 1, 2. By year? Oh man, I don't know why they make you do this. Okay, hold on. So the year is going to be ascending by default, which means it will be in this order. Country is not sorted, but metals descending means big to small. So 32, 29, 27 would be 3. I think it's 2. I don't see how it's 2, but I think it's 2. Ha! Since the table is partitioned by year, Iran is the second row. Oh, good guess, Thomas. Good job. It couldn't have been 1, so. Yeah, those kind of theoretical things I don't really think are that great. Yeah, oh, sorry, I missed your message. Yeah, fortunately, I just have 1 year left on high school when all this started. Yeah, I suppose that's somewhat fortunate. I mean, also the fact that high school, I mean, you're already at an age where you're independent and, you know, you can speak and things like that. A kid who's like 5 or 7. So I'm going to rate this chapter 3 stars because I didn't like the instructions. Fetching. Blah, blah, blah. So lag, lead, after. So lag and lead, that's right. Blah, blah, blah. First value, last value. Those are really cool. Aside from the normal order by clause, there's a range between unbounded preceding and unbounded following. What does this mean? By default, a window starts at the beginning of the table or partition and ends at the current row. Without the range between clause, last value will get the value of the current row. So last city will be the same as city. Okay. Partitioning with lead. Wow, so you can actually combine. Discus throws last row will fetch triple jumps first champion. Yeah, I totally missed your halved error there. I just flew over the text. Had, yeah. You self-corrected, so that's great. There's no backseat spelling here in chat, so no one else is jumping in to correct you. Partitioning with first value. Let's practice. Okay, we can practice. Let's practice. Future gold medalists. Fetching functions allow you to get values from different parts of the table. Firing up SQL server. Oh, it was firing up a server for me. Different parts of the table into one row. If you have time-ordered data, you can peek into the future. That's a weird way to write that. With the lead fetching function, this is especially useful if you want to compare a current value to a future value. For each year, fetch the current gold medalist and gold medalist 3 competitions ahead of the current row. What are you apologizing for, Thomas? Now your sad face has bounced around the screen in the emoji wall. Actually, I really like that emoji wall. People don't tend to use that many emojis in chat here. Not like on other streams, but you can spam as many emojis as you want. I think it's pretty funny because they bounce around the screen and stuff. Discus medalists. For each year. Okay, so year. Athlete. And then what do we do here? Fetch the current. So lead over, I don't know, lead athlete. Order by year ascending. I think this is right. Could not find the second entry in the args. It's just that I mess and start thinking on Spanish in my head and write it like the exact translation. Oh, don't worry about it, Thomas. I mean, this is a friendly learning environment, so if you want me to correct your English, feel free to tell me, but I don't mind. You write whatever is comfortable for you. I mean, it's totally understandable, you know. It's just if you want to be very precise, let's say. And I mean, chat is very friendly, so. I need the hint on this one. My brain is working too slow today. Yeah, I was wondering about this. Okay. 3 competitions ahead. You have to actually specify the lead amount. If you just do lead, by default, it's 1. Yeah, okay. And why? Really? Because of a space? Man. Okay. Okay. Good job. It's very American driven. Oh, if you have no problem with corrections, then I can do that if I notice it. No problem. I always appreciate people correcting me as well, whether it's English or SQL or whatever. If they point out a mistake, I really don't mind that. I think it's important to recognize that you can't do everything perfectly and that you're open to other people pointing out mistakes. I mean, it has to be done in a nice way, of course, but Generally speaking, I think people do that naturally. But people do like to call out other people's mistakes. I mean, news sites tend to do that a lot. They basically tend to kind of dramatize mistakes, and people doing things right generally doesn't make it into the news, which I think is, I mean, only sensationalist things make it into the news. I think it's pretty negative in the end. I mean, it just promotes a negative worldview. So trying to bring some joy into people's lives with beautiful SQL code, or at least teaching people SQL or helping them learn in a way. Spread joy. As what's her name from that Netflix thing, Marie Kondo? SQL sparking joy, as they would say. So first athlete by name. It's often useful to get the first or last value in a data set. First value. You can fetch a value at an absolute position in the table. This is basically instead of writing where row number equals 1. So fetch all athletes and the first athlete alphabetically. Okay, first value over order by athlete. Oh, what? First value does not exist. Okay. This is interesting. Can we do something like this? Oh, maybe it doesn't require. Oh no, it does. Okay. So rank over order by first value. So Thomas, by the way, I have an SQL course. You think it would be okay to start it while I'm also doing the Python one? Why not? I mean, there's nothing stopping you from learning 2 things at once. If you're motivated, then I see no issue with that. It would make sense if you're following something that's more linear, or let's say synchronous, like you want to learn about data architecture and then learn about SQL, then okay. But I think if you learn Python and SQL at the same time, there isn't really, I don't think there's any conflict in that, no. Someone else might have a different opinion, but I don't think that's a big deal. And if you're motivated, then you're motivated. You can do as many courses as you want at the same time. Which course did you find? Oh, why is this not working? Select the athlete column using first value on athlete. Oh, so with first value, you need to specify. Ah. Okay. Not sure what this does for us yet. You can use absolute position fetching functions to fetch values of fixed positions in your table or partition. Both are from Udemy. Ah, okay, yeah. Udemy is pretty good, I've heard. A little bit cheaper than DataCamp, I think, yeah. Just like you can get the first, you can get the last. This is often useful when you want to compare the most recent value to previous values. Get the last city in which the Olympic Games were held. Last value city over city ascending. Ah, wait, maybe we have to use year. There we go. Range between, blah, blah, blah. That seems right. London. From a company called Pure and Data. Let's go take a look at that. Just because it's oh, okay, they even have it on GitHub. Course files, 95% off. That's pretty nice discount. Okay, it wasn't that cheap actually in comparison. I mean, DataCamp is 180 a year, so yeah. I mean, I think I got it discounted as well. This is cool. Python setup, object and data structures. Yeah, it's very similar. I mean, online learning is online learning. This looks cool. There's all the reviews and stuff, so very interesting. But yeah, I don't understand their pricing. Like normally 200, it's now 20. Like everybody's doing data science now, so that's cool. You can get the values of the rows at the beginning and end of your table. I can. Svene, has anyone ever paid full price on Udemy? Probably not, judging by the fact that I got discount codes from going there on the first time. Welcome, Svene. Are you also doing something on Udemy? Now we get to use rank. We weren't allowed to use rank before. So in chapter 1, we used row number. However, row number assigns different numbers to athletes with the same count. That's right, it does. I hadn't even considered that yet. Row number just numbers the row, but rank, if they had the same medal count. Oh yeah, we can compare this. Check it out. Look, we can even compare both of them. It won't like this, but I'll take it out afterwards. Row number as row n. Can I run this? I paid $30 for both. Well, it sounds like you got a good deal then, Thomas. See, check it out. Okay, so Mangiarotti Eduardo, 13. 13, 13, 13. So they have the same number of medals with the rank. Oh, too fast, too fast. Here we go. With the rank, they have 4, 4, 4, but row number, of course, it just continues numbering. And you see here, it jumps from 4 to 7 because all of them are tied in 7th place, and it jumps 7th to 14th. You have to be careful of that, actually, because it can really mess with your statistics. I think the real prices are just for marketing purposes. Aren't all prices just for marketing purposes? I think. I mean, does anyone ever pay full price for anything? It's kind of a philosophical question. What is the full price? It's quite tricky. It's definitely tricky. Rank. Output corresponds to the actual Olympics ranking system. Well, that's good to know. Ranking athletes from multiple countries. In the previous exercise, you used rank to assign rankings to one group of athletes. In real-world data, you'll often find numerous groups within your data. Without partitioning, one group's values will influence the rankings of the others. Yeah. Also, while rank skips numbers in case of identical values, the most natural way to assign rankings is not to skip numbers. If two countries are tied for second place, the country after them is considered to be third by most people. This is weird. thing to say. Well, if they are tied, then they're tied. How is someone then third? What a weird... This particular course, I have to say, is not as good as the others. Purely from an explainer point of view, or explanatory point of view. Rank each country's athletes by the count of medals. The higher the count, the higher the rank, without skipping numbers. Okay. Country. Oh, we already have country in there. We need athlete. Rank over partition by country. How do I not skip? I don't know how to not skip. Rank without skipping. It's probably in the hint, but we'll just... Oh, it's dense rank. It was probably in the video, you know, that we skipped. I don't use dense rank so often. Yeah, but it's still not skipping. Ah, no, right. Sorry. It's tied, but not jumping numbers. Okay. Oh boy. Dense's rank way of ranking is how we typically assign ranks in real life. This is real life. No? Or am I dreaming SQL? Someone please pinch me if I'm dreaming. Because I don't want to be dreaming about SQL. Again with so I don't enjoy these theoretical, if you were to use this function on this table, what would happen? I don't think that's a great understanding question. But let's do it again together, chat. I will not look at chat. So if you want to put your answer in there, that's fine. My answer is going to be, if I was going to use dense rank on the medals column, then it would be rank 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. That's my answer. So I will look at chat now. Who has guessed? No one's guessed yet. Only Pretzel Rocks has guessed. I think it's 3. There's also some weird thing about the button. Like, my mouse goes over it, but it doesn't quite highlight. Nice. As third. Paging. Okay, I should look at the transcript so I at least know what they're doing. Paging is splitting data. Thank you, Thomas. Approximately equal chunks. Ah, yes, entile. So you have 67 unique disciplines. You can split them into 15 equal pages. You get 4 or 5 rows per page. 67 doesn't divide evenly by 15. That's right. Entile, passing 15 as n. Blah, blah, blah. That's super cool. Now that you've seen uses of entile and paging and labeling the top, middle, and bottom X%. Ooh, okay, so they've combined entile and then got into thirds. That's pretty cool. That's nice. Let's see what we want to do with that. There are exactly 666 unique events in the Summer Middles Olympic dataset. Oh, that's the devil's number. If you want to chunk them up to analyze them piece by piece, you'll need to split events into groups of approximately equal size. Split the distinct events into exactly 111 groups. Okay. That's an interesting... tell me more about entile. I don't remember the formatting. Entile, number of buckets over partition by, yeah, okay, standard stuff. That's right. Entile, over, order by event? I don't know, I mean, oh, we have to, yeah, of course, we have to specify how many groups. 666 rows. Sure, this seems cool. Allows you to make the size of the data set you're working with more manageable. It's still the same size, it's just different pages. Ah, okay. Splitting your data into thirds or quartiles is often useful to understand how the values in your data set are spread. Split athletes into top, middle, and bottom thirds. Okay. Entile. Athlete. Now 3 over. Order by, what's the medals? Medals, descending. But they're all gonna have 1, I think. Maybe not. Ah, here we go. So that was thirds. Now we want to do some stuff with each of the thirds. So they've made another common table expression. This is easy. So athlete, the average number of medals earned in each third. Average medals? Can it be this simple? I think it wants us to do this. This is very weird. Get the average medals earned in each third. Oh, right, it's not by athlete. It's by third. This is very cool. Very, very cool. So using entile and summary statistic functions, you could see the differences in top, middle, and bottom thirds. Yes, that is very true. You have completed chapter 2. Bam. So again, I'm going to give this U less stars than normal. Aggregate window functions. So I'm going to look at the transcript because sometimes they are a bit weird with their explanations. If you're still following, congratulations. Because without music, it's a lot more boring probably. But I hope you're listening to music because I would not just want to listen to my voice for 2 hours. Max and sum, blah, blah, blah. In window functions. Some window functions. Very cool. Okay. Calculate the running total of athlete medals. Okay. Athlete. Medals. So I can use a window function. I'll take the hint. So if I do sum column, oh right, sum medals over order by metals ascending. Nice. Wait, this is, yeah, it's the max. Okay. Hold on a second. We wanted to order by athlete. Hey, Maddie, I need to do some stuff, but it was nice to be here. Right back at you, Thomas. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You go do your stuff, and hopefully we will see each other again soon. This is super confusing to understand. Okay. How does this person have 5 medals? I guess they appear in the list multiple times. Okay. Getting the maximum of a country's earned medals so far helps you determine whether a country has broken its medals record. Year, country, medals, and the maximum medals earned so far. So year, country, medals, sum of medals over partition by country, order by medals ascending. Or maybe we want to, for each country ordered by year, in ascending order. There we go. Interesting. See you later, Thomas. Return the max medals earned so far per country. There we go. It wasn't a sum, it was a max that we needed. Good work. As with other window functions, you can use partitioning with aggregate window functions. So far you've seen max and sum, normally used with group by, being used as window functions. You can also use other aggregate functions like min. Return the year, medals earned. It's getting a bit repetitive now. And min medals over order by year. I don't know what they want us to. Nice. All aggregate functions can be used as window functions. Oh, it's another video. I'm going to look at the transcript. So, partition and order, you can change the basis on which the way, blah, blah, blah. Why would you need a frame? Last value from the previous. Range between unbounded and preceding and unbounded following. Without the frame, last value would just return the row's value. A frame starts at the beginning of a table, that partition ends at the current row. The frame clause above extends the frame to the end of the table. Yeah. So a frame always starts with range between or rows between. Okay, so we focus on rows for the moment. A frame always has a start and finish. So preceding, current row, or following and preceding. Current row is set to start and finish of the current row, and is following. Okay. Source table Max without a frame. Max window function is used on the metals column without the rows between clause. Max would get the maximum metals earned so far for any given year. For the first year, since there's no other value, the max is the first row's value. With the rows between clause, since the frame is defined as starting only one row before the current row, max only gets the maximum of the values in the previous and this typo current rows. That's why in 2008 the max is 47. Let's see. Okay, this is from the table from the video, obviously. You can look forward, blah blah blah. Okay, this will be more tricky. How many rows does the following frame span? 3 preceding and 2 following is 6 rows. Because it includes the row itself. Frames allow you to restrict the rows passed as input to your window function to a sliding window. Sliding window, that's the right terminology. So year, metals, get the max of the current and next year's metals. Max metals over order by year ascending rows between return the year metals earned and the maximum metals earned comparing only the current year only the current year and the next year. Okay. Moving metrics which slide from row to row. So like moving average, for example, you could do with this. I don't remember the... Yeah, I know. Rows between current and... what's next? Current row and one following. That's the syntax. The first one has max 1, because this was 1, 77, 77. Just needed to remember the syntax. It's been a long time since I've used this, which is why it's good to review this again. You've defined your first frame and restricted the window function's input rows. Wonderful. Frames allow you to peek. Peek? That's definitely the wrong spelling. This should be EE. Forwards or backwards. I'm nitpicking, but the grammar should be correct. Without first using the relative fetching functions, lag and lead. Return the athletes. Medals earned. Maximum medals earned. Over only the last 2 and current athletes. Order by year. Rows between. Ordering by athletes' names. Oh, oops. Rows between the max of the last 2 and current row. Current row and 2 preceding. I think it's called preceding. Come on. Last 2. I don't know if that's correct. You see. Could not find first entry. To preceding and current row. Yeah, see, I had it the wrong way around because it's the last two rows and current row. Last two rows, current row. It's this right around. Moving averages, same thing. You want your moving average to cover the last 3 and current Olympic Games. Rows between 3 preceding and current row. Correct. Voila. Wow, where are we actually today? Ooh. We're almost through. I think when I finish the beyond window functions, I will probably call it a day. Let's see how far we get. It was a long day today. Anyone else have a long Monday? Or maybe it's just starting for you, depending on what time zone you're in. Using frames with aggregate window functions allow you to calculate many common metrics, like moving averages. Oh, totally called it. These metrics track the change in performance over time. Calculate a 3-year moving average. Okay. Metals. Over rows between 3 preceding and current row. Yeah, once you do it for a while, then you kind of get back into the syntax. 3-year. Oh, whoops. That's not good. Should have caught that. So obviously a 3-year moving average is the 2 previous rows and the current row. Yep. Very good. What if your data is split into multiple groups? For country. Year, country, metals. Average metals over partition by country, order by year, rows between 2 preceding and current row. All right. Oh, I didn't read properly. It's sum this time, not the average. Moving total. All right, very nice. Chapter 3. Wow, 2,500 XP today. Pivoting. What? Vertical to horizontal structure. Pivoting transforms a table by making columns out of unique. Crosstab. Ooh. Create extension. So I've never done this before with crosstab. But this would be very useful for me to learn because I run into this problem all the time. Okay. The before query generates the before table from 2 slides ago. After the create extension, oh boy. Pivoting is useful when preparing data for visualization reporting. Let's practice reshaping tables. All right. Oh, wow. Create the correct extension, this should be an S, to enable crosstab. Create extension if not exists. So I'm deliberately taking the hint because, you know, we didn't watch the video. Create extension if not exists table function. And now select blah blah from crosstab $. This makes sense. Gender, year, country. $, as 2008, 2012, gold, pull vault. Okay, so fill in the correct column names for the pivoted table. So we want gender, and then 2008 and 2012, because those are the things that are going to end up in this pivot table. Yeah, that's because you need double quotes here. Oh, wow. Okay. There we go. Nice. Very cool. Try a more complex table. All right. Lay it on me. You want to produce an easy scannable table of the rankings. Like this. You need to count the gold medals each country has earned, produce the ranks, and then, all right, so this is step 1 of 3. Count the gold medals that France, UK, and Germany have earned. Year, let's do country first. Country, year, count, medals. Oh no, it's sum, isn't it? No, wait a second. Count rows because we don't have an actual medals value. So let's run that. Group by country, year. I forget group by even though it's highlighted there. Always forget it. Okay, that's fine. Now we have to select the country and year columns. And we want to rank the 3 countries by how many gold medals they earned per year. Okay, rank over order by medals. Descending. Oh, it's called awards. Okay. As rank. Wow, that was correct. Hot damn. Okay. Crosstab time. Pivot the query's results by year. Okay, so year. And then we're going to have the 3 countries, right? No, we're going to have the 3 years. So it'll be 2004, 2008, 2012. Oh, what's happening here? What? Country does not exist? This is weird. Is this a mistake? I should screenshot this. I think it's a mistake in the code. I think it's a mistake because... Oh wow, it is. This order by shouldn't be there after the crosstab function. Okay, I will submit that later. Ooh, okay. This is tough. I have never even touched rollup functions. Rollup is a group by subclause that includes extra rows for group level aggregations. Okay. Rollup result, blah, blah, blah. What if you also wanted medal level totals? Enter cube. Cube is much like its cousin, except that it's not hierarchical. It generates all possible group level aggregations. All right. Cube result. This looks like fun, at least for me. Is anyone else enjoying? Do let me know in chat. For now, Pretzel is the only one deciding to post in chat regularly. But actually, Pretzel doesn't have a lot of choice. It just happens on its own. So you want to look at 3 Scandinavian countries earned gold medals per country and gender. Okay, this seems doable. So, country, gender. Now we have to count the gold awards. Count star. And then, all right, okay, this is like, we don't have to do anything yet. Country and gender. This seems correct, yeah. Oh, what? What do they want here? Generate country level gold award counts. Huh? Oh, I see. They want us to use this here. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is very confusing. Select country and gender, counting the gold medals with count star. Mm-hmm. Grouping by country roll-up medal will generate... Yeah, but it's not medal, is it? We can't even use that here yet. Yeah, see, aggregate functions not allowed. This is very odd. Okay. Summer medal's gender must appear in the group by clause or be used in an aggregate function. Oh. But this is... What? Okay, I'm gonna reveal it. Oh. I was getting confused between... why it wanted us to roll up the medal. It's a dimension roll up. Okay. 0 XP. Great. I think the message should be different if you didn't do so well. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, so country and medal type. What's the column for medal type? Medal. Count star as awards. Get all possible group level subtotals. So country, gender and medal type subtotals, and the ground total. Roll up gender. Can you do like this? Can you do that? No. No, no, no. Select gender and medal. This is wrong. The instructions are wrong. When it says count the medals by country, and then it says select the gender here, it's expecting a different thing. This is awful. I don't think a lot of people have gone through this. to be honest, because it seemed to, like, it hasn't passed QA, basically. I don't understand. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So gender, cube, gender, metal. Okay. Unless it wants us to select the country and output group by gender. Okay. The checker expected to find see? This is wrong. Come on. See? It's just wrong. That really pisses me off. That's the second mistake we found in this one. That's annoying. Where is the country in this table? There's no country in this table. This is counting the metals by gender and metal type, not by country. Even the group by auto suggestion was wrong. So a survey of useful functions. I've got it. Returning to the breakdown of Scandinavian words you previously made, you want to clean up the results by replacing nulls. That's coalesce. I don't even need to know what it was in the video. Country, null. Coalesce, gender, null, and run. Okay. Please don't tell me it's because I wrote it in caps. I will be super pissed about this. No. What's wrong here? Please tell me. Using coalesce column to replace all nulls in the column to text. What? Okay. Oh, they specify a text. All countries. All genders. Okay. Great. I don't know if you can tell that I'm annoyed by this particular course today. After ranking each country in the 2000 Olympics, you want to return to the top 3 countries as a comma-separated string. Ooh. Okay, rank countries by medals awarded. Rank over partition. Oh, that's already in there. Order by medals. Okay. Excuse me? Return the top 3 countries by medals awarded as a 1, separated string. What was the function for this, chat? I don't remember. I really don't remember the name of this function. I know that there is one. It's not array to string. Come on. String ag. So close. I never remember the names of the functions. And we want to do country, and we want to use comma as a separator. Only the top 3 ranks, where rank in whatever, we'll just do less than 3. Cool. Something is missing. That's not helpful. Yeah, take that as feedback. Don't, it's fine, no problem. Don't respond. The only top 3. Oh, they want me to do it like this. What? I don't understand what they want here. Come on, it was because of the empty spacing. Oh, this is just so balls. I'm sorry, this is just so annoying that they fact check my code on this. So that there's a space in between. I mean, really, okay, fine. It's very precise. I'm gonna write my 2 mistakes in the code with sometimes instructions that are not understandable, clearly understandable, and in some cases, even incorrect. Also, not validating an answer due to incorrect spacing seems somewhat petty, especially considering when the error message says something is missing. Cool. You've completed Postgres summary stats and window functions. Back to dashboard. Cool, 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 cool. So, skill tracks. We are in the SQL fundamentals track, and we have now finished this one. And the last course would be functions for manipulating data in Postgres, which is probably better. So you scored 150 on data analysis and SQL. This was the certificate that I did, or the quiz thing. We recommend you take this course. So yeah, that was my test. Maybe I could retake the test and do better, but I think the questions will be the same. So that would be a little bit cheating. So I will probably do this on my own. I don't think I would do it on stream. I don't think it's that useful. Unless chat, you say that you really want to see this on stream next time. I think for next stream, I will plan to analyze a data set again, because that's a lot of fun. And I've been gearing up to have one ready to analyze. I need to format it a little bit, but so far it's going well. So that is what I would do. And I would call that a night for today, because it's been a long day for me. And sorry that there hasn't been any music in today's stream, but I hope you were able to listen to some music or something else while listening to me. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you had a good time, do let me know in chat. You can follow me on LinkedIn as well. You can also put something in the suggestion box on Twitch if you would like to see a certain topic or some particular improvement as well, or something I should change in how I'm streaming. Feel free to let me know. I know about the music, so you can also put it in there that you missed the music, then I will know that someone was missing it. But yeah, I think I will leave it there today. And thank you very much for joining, and have a good rest of the week.